Welcome back to another month in Athens. May is one of my favorite times of the year. This city is in full bloom. The days are long and sunny, and the summer energy has already arrived without the intense heat of August. In many ways, May has become the new August, making it one of the most popular months for travelers discovering Greece. This month, I'll take you to some of my favorite places around Athens and the Athenian Riviera. We'll wander through the peaceful National Gardens, hike to the top of Faskomilia Hill in Vouliagmeni for some of the best panoramic views of the coastline, and celebrate International Museum Day on the 18th of May by exploring several fascinating museums across the city. We'll also discover one of Athens' newest and most entertaining dining concepts, where creative cuisine meets a lively social atmosphere right in the heart of the capital. Finally, I'll share a very special celebration with you. On the 21st of May, Greece honors Saints Constantine and Helen, and as Elena, this is also my name day. If you're ready to experience Athens through the eyes of a local, let's begin another month together. May began with a reminder that spring can still surprise us. The first few days were unusually cold, and on the 1st of May, Greece celebrated Labor Day, which is a public holiday. If you're planning to travel around the country on this date, keep in mind that nationwide strikes often affect public transport, ferries, and many services. One of the highlights of the month was discovering Thirio, one of Athens' newest dining destinations, just steps away from Syntagma Square. Here, Chef Thomas Matsas has created what he calls a fun dining bar, a concept that brings guests and chefs closer together through interaction and conversation. We began with a glass of wine, freshly baked bread, olives, caper leaves, and olive oil before exploring the carefully curated wine selection. At Thirio, the kitchen becomes your host. Rather than leaving everything to the service team, the chefs prepare, present, and explain many of the dishes themselves, creating an experience that feels both personal and interactive. Our first dish was Chef Matsas' interpretation of a Russian salad, a nostalgic recipe inspired by the versions many Greek mothers prepared in the 80s and 90s. Instead of the traditional presentation, the homemade mayonnaise becomes the foundation, creating a lighter, creamier texture that is almost like a dip, finished with pickled onions, basil oil, and served with crunchy baguette crackers. Next came one of my personal recommendations, the grilled wild greens. Instead of boiling them, the kitchen grills them over the fire, giving them a beautiful smoky flavor before finishing the dish with herbs, Riviera cheese, and crunchy suzuki. Chef Matsas also reimagines one of Corfu's most beloved traditional dishes, which is pastitsada. A cinnamon rooster roll sits over a rich tomato sauce before being finished with a creamy mezzovone cheese sauce, creating one of my favorite dishes of the evening. Once the roll is sliced, every bite brings together the rich tomato sauce, the tender rooster, and the smoky mezzovone cheese. It's comforting, very imaginative, and easily one of the standout dishes of the evening. Another newcomer to the menu is a playful interpretation of a traditional Greek spinach pie. Fresh baby spinach is layered with Xenomyzithra and salafuti cheeses, herbs, and crispy baked wonton leaves, all assembled right in front of you. The impressive presentation continues with cabbage dolmas. Filled with sheep and beef, they're lightly flamed before being finished with a generous pour of silky avgolemono sauce. This is a perfect example of how Thirio takes traditional Greek comfort food and presents it through a contemporary lens. To finish the savory part of the meal, we enjoyed a 12-hour slow-cooked short ribs served with baby vegetables, trachanas polenta, rich gravy, and basil oil. The meat was incredibly tender, literally melting in the mouth. Dessert paid tribute to another Greek classic, Karioka, but with Chef Matsas's own creative twist. It was the perfect ending to an evening that celebrated Greek memories, honest ingredients, and genuine interaction. Thirio isn't simply a place to dine, it's a place to connect. You'll find the link to my full review and interview with Chef Matsas in the comments box below. Let me take you to one of my favorite places on the Athenian Riviera, Faskomilia Hill in Vouliagmeni. May is really the perfect time to hike here. The temperatures are still pleasantly cool, the hillsides are covered with wildflowers, and the Mediterranean landscape is at its most colorful. Faskomilia Hill forms part of the protected Natura 2000 network, preserving one of the Riviera's most valuable natural ecosystems. As you begin the trail, you're immediately rewarded with beautiful views over Lake Vouliagmeni before the path gradually climbs through fragrant Mediterranean vegetation. The hill takes its name from Faskomilia, the Greek word for wild sage, a plant that has covered these slopes for centuries. In antiquity, wild sage was valued not only as a medicinal herb but also as an aromatic plant used in everyday life, making these hills an important national resource long before they became a place for recreation. One of the things I love most is that you can choose from several circular walking routes, each offering a different perspective. From the highest viewpoints, you'll enjoy panoramic views stretching across the Saronic Gulf, over Vouliagmeni, Varkiza, and even further along the Attica coastline. I've hiked this trail several times in May, including with one of my private guests visiting from the United States. We started our morning with breakfast, enjoyed a leisurely hike together, and should then finish the day relaxing by the beautiful Lake Vouliagmeni, a wonderful way to experience the area beyond the typical tourist itinerary. Nature always has little surprises waiting here. On several occasions, I was lucky enough to spot the chukar partridge, a bird that naturally inhabits rocky hillsides with low shrubs and grasslands, making Faskomilia Hill the perfect habitat. If you'd like to discover the Athenian Riviera with me, I'd love to show you some of my favorite places. Every private experience is tailored to your interests, whether that's nature, food, history, or local culture. Simply get in touch with the comments below or via my website, and let's create a day that's perfect for you. As you can see, Athens is becoming busier by the day. The cafes are filling up, the streets are buzzing, and the summer tourism season is well underway. Whenever I need a break from the city's energy, I head to one of my favorite green spaces, the National Gardens. Originally known as the Royal Gardens, they were commissioned in 1838 by Queen Amalia, the first queen of modern Greece. She envisioned a botanical oasis beside the royal palace, today's Greek parliament, and personally supervised the project, transforming what was once dry Athenian land into a flourishing landscape filled with plants from around the world. Today, the National Gardens cover more than 158,000 square meters and are home to over 7,000 trees, 40,000 shrubs, and an impressive collection of 519 plant species, around 100 of which are native to Greece. They also provide a sanctuary for countless birds, fish, and freshwater turtles. The gardens even include what is believed to have been the first greenhouse in modern Greece, where young plants continue to be cultivated before being replanted throughout the park. As you enter from Amalia's Avenue, you're welcomed by a magnificent avenue of California palm trees, many of which were planted by Queen Amalia herself in 1842. Just next to them stands the historic marble sundial, quietly marking the passage of time for generations of Athenians and visitors alike, a fitting symbol for a place where the pace of the city seems to slow down. As you wander along the shaded pathways, you'll also come across archaeological treasures hidden among the greenery, including the beautifully preserved mosaic floor of an ancient Roman villa. One of my favorite stops is the Turtle Pond. Home to dozens of freshwater turtles, it's always a joy to watch them bask in the sunshine or quietly glide through the water. It's one of those simple moments that reminds you to slow down, even in the heart of one of Europe's most vibrant capitals. The National Gardens continue to evolve as well. An ongoing regeneration project is carefully restoring and preserving this historical park while ensuring it remains open for everyone to enjoy. Whether you're looking for a peaceful morning stroll, a break between sightseeing, or simply a moment surrounded by nature, the National Gardens remain one of Athens' most beautiful and timeless escapes. Now let's enjoy a leisurely walk through the streets of downtown Athens, passing by Ayierinis Square and ending at Varvakios Central Market, where you can get a feel of what everyday life in Athens is really like.
Good morning, guys. Back with our monthly series, and we are already almost mid-May, and the weather is really warm. It's actually unusual for this time of year. It's become very much warmer this season, and I can only imagine what's going to happen here in the summer in June. But I'll show you alternatives to do to escape the heat. So let's go today and explore some more museums. I'm taking you to the National Gallery, and we're also going to head to the Museum of Cycladic Art, and followed by the Archaeological Museum. So let's go and explore the city together. Downtown Athens has a few green spaces like this one, and it's a perfect place to cool off and just enjoy the city. It's like a little oasis in the heart of Athens. Definitely visit also the National Gardens. It's really quiet and beautiful. There's a lot of nature. There's tortoises and birds and flowers. So it's a really nice place to relax for a little while.
The 18th of May is International Museum Day, which means that many museums and archaeological sites across Greece open their doors free of charge. It's a wonderful opportunity to discover the country's rich cultural heritage while exploring places you might not have otherwise visited. If you've been following my monthly Athens series, you'll know that I've already visited several museums and archaeological sites throughout the city. Together, these videos are designed to show you what Athens is really like throughout the year, not just the famous landmarks, but also the seasonal events, local traditions, hidden corners, and everyday experiences that make the city so special. Today I'm visiting the National Gallery, one of Greece's most important art museums. After an extensive renovation and expansion, the new National Gallery reopened its doors in 2021, creating a modern museum that beautifully combines contemporary architecture with one of the country's most significant collections of Greek art. The permanent collection spans more than 6 centuries, from post-Byzantine period to contemporary works, allowing visitors to follow the evolution of Greek artistic expression through history. Among its highlights are paintings by El Greco, whose works bridge the worlds of Byzantine iconography and the European Renaissance. You'll also find masterpieces by some of Greece's most celebrated artists, including Nikiforos Litras, Konstantinos Parthenis, Nikolaos Gyzis, Yannis Sarouchis, and many others who helped shape modern Greek art. Whether you're an art enthusiast or simply curious to discover another side of Athens beyond its ancient monuments, the National Gallery is absolutely worth adding to your itinerary. I think it offers a fascinating journey through Greece's artistic identity while providing a completely different perspective of the country's history and culture. Just a short walk from the National Gallery is another of my favorite museums in Athens, the Museum of Cycladic Art. Founded in 1986, it houses one of the world's finest collections of Cycladic art, showcasing the iconic marble figurines created more than 5,000 years ago on the islands of the Cyclades. The museum also displays outstanding collections of ancient Greek and Cypriot antiquities, taking visitors on a journey through thousands of years of Mediterranean civilization. During my visit, I was also able to experience the museum's latest temporary exhibition, Jeff Koons' Venus Lespugia, which runs until 31st of August. The exhibition marks the first public presentation of Koons' monumental balloon Venus Lespugia, Orange, displayed alongside certified replicas of 10 Upper Paleolithic Venus figurines, including the famous Venus of Lespugia. Together, they create a fascinating dialogue spanning nearly 30,000 years of artistic expression, exploring how humanity has represented the female form from prehistory to contemporary art. I had the privilege of meeting Jeff Koons during the exhibition opening in March, so returning to experience the exhibition again made this visit even more meaningful. Before you leave, I highly recommend stopping at the Museum Cafe. It's a wonderful place to enjoy a coffee or a light lunch in a peaceful setting. And don't miss the museum shop if you're looking for elegant design-led souvenirs inspired by Greek history, archaeology, and contemporary art. It's one of my favorite museum shops in Athens and the perfect place to find something truly unique to take home. My final museum stop for International Museum Day is the National Archaeological Museum, the largest archaeological museum in Greece and one of the most important museums of its kind in the world. If you're fascinated by ancient history, this is an absolute must-visit. Its collection spans thousands of years and brings together extraordinary discoveries from every corner of Greece, making it one of the most comprehensive introductions to the country's ancient civilization. Among its greatest treasures is the world-famous Antikythera Mechanism, often described as the world's first analog computer. Discovered in a shipwreck off the island of Antikythera, this astonishing 2,000-year-old device was used to predict astronomical events and continues to amaze historians and scientists alike. The museum is also home to one of the finest Egyptian collections outside of Egypt, featuring beautifully preserved statues, sarcophagi, mummies, jewelry, and everyday objects that offer a fascinating glimpse into one of the world's oldest civilizations. As you continue through the galleries, you'll discover an extraordinary collection of ancient Greek pottery and vases, tracing the evolution of art, mythology, and daily life through beautifully decorated ceramics spanning centuries. Exploring the entire museum can easily take several hours, so I recommend taking your time. Fortunately, there's a pleasant cafe inside the museum where you can stop for a coffee or a light meal, and another lively cafe just outside the entrance if you'd like to relax before continuing your day in Athens. On the 21st of May, Greece celebrates Saints Constantine and Helen, and as Elena, this is also my own name day. Across the country, churches dedicated to the two saints hold festive celebrations. But here on the Athenian Riviera, the heart of the festivities is the Metropolitan Cathedral of Saints Constantine and Helen in Glyfada. Every year, the celebrations bring together the local community for a joyful panegyri. A traditional bazaar fills the square around the cathedral, while the evening concludes with live traditional music and dancing, creating a wonderful atmosphere that blends religious tradition with local culture. This year's celebrations were especially significant with the unveiling of a new bust dedicated to the late Metropolitan Pavlos, the first Metropolitan of Glyfada, whose leadership helped establish and shape the local metropolis during its early years. The bust now stands in the Cathedral Square as a lasting tribute to his contribution to the community. And with that, another wonderful month in Athens comes to an end. I hope you've enjoyed experiencing May with me and perhaps discovered a few new places to add to your own itinerary. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which part of Athens or the Athenian Riviera you'd like me to explore next. Thank you for watching.